Screen. Isn't that our screen?
Okay, so can I start?
Can you guys see the screen?
Yes, we can. We can.
Okay.
So you can see the Porter and Albatross.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so what's going to happen now? Karen Lee will take you through whereby we load accounts because we use two platforms, which is Albatross and which is Porter. So she's going to take you through whereby we load the accounts on Porter. Then after we've loaded accounts on Porter, we're going to take you through Albatross, where we load accounts on Albatross. And then Ibtisam will come in afterwards and show you what we require from a billing perspective. So please stop us if you've got any questions, so we can just explain to you in detail if there's any questions.
Noted. Thank you.
Okay. So I'm going to show you first how we log or how we load our clients on Albatross. So you'll see we have our main CBA group. On here, we also have our dealers, which is Central Connect Joburg Solutions. So to load a new client, depending if it's one of our clients or if it's one of our dealers, I would then just right click and go add child. This is where I would put in the client's name or the company name, if it's a PABX account, their contact details, and then I would save it. I'm obviously not going to save it now because we don't have one to save. It will then appear over here. I would then go and choose our price plan, and we have different ones. And we've named them all sorts of stuff. And then I would just go and choose which one the client chose on the connectivity contract and then save it. Once I've done that, I would choose my billing profile. And this is where, let's just go to this one that I added this morning. So I would put what connectivity they have, and obviously pricing. So this is what Ibtisam will use when she builds. Once I've done that, I go to product profile, SIPs, and I go add a new SIPs. That's where I would put my username, where I can send the passwords, what geographical area they're in, the dial code. It shows what networks is allowed. And then I would save that. And then this is also where I would go and add a SIP number. And then, but I would first choose a number depending on what area they're in, if it's Cape Town, Joburg, Durban. And I'll go to our first search to see what numbers is available. So let's go Durban, for instance. And it will show me a list of numbers that's available that I can use. I would then go back to SIPs, extension numbers, and this is where I would add that number, and it will appear under the client's account.
Tamsin, sorry to interrupt. It is Tamsin, correct?
No, it's Karen.
Karen.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. I saw that name somewhere.
On top.
Yeah, there we go. Apologies, Karen. So just one question, and I want to take you back to adding a child under
Yep.
CBA group.
Yep.
So there's one level, which is you, and then underneath your account, there's another customer, right? So that's one level down from you. Do those customers have other customers underneath them?
No.
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 Okay, so you
And-
have only direct customers.
Yeah, unless they have multiple branches. So, for instance,
Understood.
uh, I go to Specsavers. Specsavers has multiple branches, so we added all the different branches under their main account.
Okay, understood. But you don't have resellers per se of your services.
No.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. I just need to interject there. Currently, do you guys not have sub resellers or resellers that sell your product? Because I know that was a part of the initial, like it's not CBA, maybe it's ABC Printing that sells for you and it's a client of your clients.
No.
So there's no sub resellers involved at all.
No.
It's
No.
just all CBA clients.
All
That's
CBA
correct.
clients, yes.
Okay. I think there was a major confusion because in part of the notes from the last meeting, Dee, just correct me if I'm wrong, that's where we were trying to wrap our head around sub resellers of CBA and then their clients under that, correct?
Correct.
Yes,
So one of my
So okay, so that would be what we call our dealers.
Yeah, we call it our dealers.
Which
Yes,
is-
that's exactly what I'm referring to. We call them resellers.
Okay,
So
okay.
CBA will have a dealer, and
Yeah.
then your dealer will have clients as well
That's
that you
correct.
onboard onto the system.
That's correct.
Okay, so
Okay,
D
understood.
is a reseller, sub reseller.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
but
All right.
CBA Central, this is all the clients that they deal with
Okay,
under their account.
okay, all right. So we
Sorry.
just got that clear.
Emerald. Yeah, it's dealers, yes.
Okay, so you guys call them dealers. Each
Yeah.
dealer has their own client, and then each dealer has their own profile as well.
That's correct.
Okay, so it's got CBA, CBA's clients, dealer, dealer clients. If we just may ask, how many dealers do you have currently, if you had to look at it?
6.
6 dealers, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. D, anything else on that?
No, all good.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, ladies.
Sorry, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Sorry, there's 4 dealers.
Noted, thank you.
So that's just Albatross. And that is how we would load accounts on Albatross. So,
All right. Before you continue, one favor for me, please. Would you mind hovering over the tabs? I just want to see what options are available to you. So like accounts and finance for
sure.
perfect. All right. So okay, we've got. Do you ever use any of these other options?
We use the billing profile and we use the price plan allocation.
All right. And under documents and reports?
Yeah. Yep, we use all of those for our invoicing purposes.
Perfect. Would you mind clicking on them individually? I just want to see what information is available to you.
So that's where we go, where Itu is going to take you through how we schedule our billing.
Okay. And the next option, please.
That's where we would pull the dates to see if the requests were submitted for billing.
Thank you. Next, please.
And that's just where we view our invoices that goes out to the customers.
All right. So here you'll see every single invoice that goes out.
That's correct.
Okay. Right. And obviously it includes products that you have as well, and the voice stuff. Is that
That's
correct? Okay. So the system gives you the flexibility to go ahead and add your own line items.
Yes.
Understood. Thank you. If you don't mind, yes, please, product profile. You already mentioned sub-registration and extension numbers.
Yes,
So
so
I
we
think
sub-registration is where we see if a client is registered or not.
Uh-huh.
The extension numbers, like I said, this is where we would add the VoIP number. And we use call redirect. This is where we do divots for the client if they request a divot.
Okay. Okay, and I noticed that option, IP address range. I have a feeling, and please just correct me if I'm wrong here, that at some stage somebody technical gets involved here to actually configure the extensions.
Yeah, if I can just come in there, that is not something that we actually utilize. So if you could think of that as some kind of an ACL rule on a firewall, so that is already predetermined by ECN. So what ECN does is ECN has an allow and a block rule. You follow? So whatever public IP you're coming from would be part of the ACL. That being said, the IP address range, because of the fact that it's not really going to consider anything that is netted behind the ACL, so all of that has already been predetermined. So we don't make any changes on that at all, categorically.
Understood. Thank you very much for clearing that up.
Okay.
We also use the VBX. This is where we have clients that has VBX ports. We would go and add it and do everything ourselves.
Okay, got it. And lastly, maintenance.
So
System. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so I only use these two.
That's it.
The number search and the enterprise number search.
And those options, I would assume, is just searching a customer's directory to find the account quicker, and searching the enterprise number, which is basically a unique ID for CRM purposes. Would I be correct in saying that?
Sorry, can you just repeat that?
So with your number search, you could search a customer's number just to find the account.
No,
and
we don't search by number.
Okay.
Just show them on the left hand bottom.
So we would search for the client over here at the bottom.
Okay, understood. But if you don't mind, could you go ahead and click on that option for me? I just want to see what it does.
So put in our
So what do you do there?
021707.
Okay.
It says number search for Specsavers.
Oh, yeah. Probably gonna have to go, yeah.
That's why we don't use it.
Yeah, we don't use this.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. If you're not using it, then let's not focus on that. And if you don't mind, lastly, under maintenance, there's something else that you said you did use. I think that's enterprise number search.
Number search, yeah.
Okay, so this is searching across the whole group. Okay,
That's
understood.
correct. That's correct.
All right, whereas the one that we clicked on previously was just searching under the customer you selected. In this case, Specsavers.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And that's everything you use here.
And then we have Porter. Sorry.
Okay.
No?
Yeah, sorry, Karen, I just want to touch on the VBX, which is the ECN calls it the virtual branch extension. That is probably your equivalent of Porter's IP-centric, where you would have SIP extension numbers. So Albatross interfaces within another product called Nautilus, and that you could think of that as an add-on of the actual SBC. So we use actually that quite extensively we used to use it quite extensively to provide our clients with a hosted PABX solution. So that's the VBX portion.
So if I'm correct in my understanding here, you've got Albatross that has API connections into what I'm assuming is Porter and this hosted PBX solution. Is that correct?
Yeah. So the actual, think of Albatross as the SBC, which it effectively is. Then we've got Porter, which is obviously a different, it's not an SBC, but it is a subserver amongst others. And then we've also got another product called Nautilus, which is the virtual branch extension, which is the VBX portion. And that needs to interface with Albatross. So what would happen is that the actual virtual extensions gets created on Nautilus, and that pulls through to Albatross. But we don't really use that anymore. It's not a product that we do need under yours.
That actually clears up a lot for me, and thank you very much for that, because just on initial inspection, it looked like Albatross was almost your front end that was connecting to these various platforms and writing to them instead of them writing to it.
Look, I wouldn't be able to give you the exact topology of how the interconnections work. That we'll probably get correct answers from ECN. But just from our side, from a dealer or reseller point of view, from a ECN calls us an SP, a service provider. All we do is we just work on this front end, and then for the actual configuration of the VBX, the virtual branch extension PABX, that gets configured on a different product which is called Nautilus. But the accounting, what is important to understand is that the accounting side of things, the billing gets allocated on Albatross. So, for example, if Acme Trading Consulting wants 5 virtual extensions, 5 hosted extensions, Karen would allocate 5 hosted extensions on their product profile, which he showed you.
So I would create it on the VBX, and I would go to ports, and I would add port peers, and I would add the number of ports that they want. So if it's 5, I would put in 5. And once those ports are configured by the technician, it would show up on this page, on the ports page. But this is where I add my charges for those ports.
Understood. I am a little bit curious as to the actual extension configuration, but I guess we'll get there.
We don't, our technicians would configure those extensions.
Yeah, but that's why I made the comment that, look, that is not something that you really have to worry about, because we're not going to add any new clients on this platform or on Centricom's platform. So Centricom's platform for our hosted PABX product, we use a totally different solution, which is our YayStar VBX, and all that we get from Centricom is really just a SIP trunk for voice billing. That's it.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so the virtual extensions, we would still do that through ECN's YayStar VBX or YVBX.
Understood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So on Porter, must remember how to do this. To add a client, I will go to sales and in customers. And this is also where I would see all my customers that's loaded. And I would go add, in company name, if it's postpaid or prepaid. So we normally just choose postpaid. And the credit limit that we give the client. Customer class, we would put postpaid. It's always postpaid. And then we would choose the billing date. So we would always choose monthly anniversary. and the billing date, which is the 20th.
20th, yes.
So we always choose the 20th.
Sorry, quickly. Risha, I just want to step in here. So this is why we asked with Centracom, we need our billing date to be the 20th because that's when our bill run ends. So we can create the account ourselves and set our own billing dates.
Okay, understood.
Understood? Yes, we have discussed that. We've made that available.
Okay, fantastic. So what Karen Lee's going to do, she's going to create you a dummy account so that you can see as to how we actually load.
Perfect. I was actually going to
Okay.
ask for that.
Thank
That's
you.
perfect.
So I'm just going to put I'm just going to make this 1,000 postpaid. Okay. And I'll save it. So it will show up there. And if I click on it, and I'll go personal, general info. This is where I would put the police in.
That's fine.
It's just a test.
Yeah.
I go to address info. So Porter wants us to put the company name again. That has to be there. Additional info. This has to be switched on at all times.
Yes.
Yes. When we create a new account, we have to put this on, and we can say save.
That's his main headquarters. Okay.
So if I go to accounts, I go add, and I'll put in the username. I can generate a password or I can put in my own password. All depends on.
Got it.
Be a SIP account. And you will see there's a redirect SIP as well. So when we add a new redirect or divert, then we wouldn't use SIP account, we would use redirect. So that's a SIP account. And that would be the billing reference, and that has to be completed.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, this is basically where you're setting up your username and password for
That's-
your SIP registration.
That's correct.
All right.
So to add a VoIP number, I'd go to a hamburger infrastructure. So under infrastructure is also where we keep all our SIM cards that we load for clients.
Okay.
So I'd go to the DID inventory, DID number list, not in use. So on Porter, we cannot use 0. We have to use 27.
Okay.
It's either 2721, 2731, depending on the area. And it will tell me what is available. So if I click on one that's available, and I'll say assign the DID to the customer. I'm going to update DIDs, update. And if I go back to my client, and I go to accounts, see, I need to remember to do this. Sorry guys. If I go into that account and I go to account aliases, and I'll go add. Assign. Next. So the number we chose would show up automatically, and I'll just go assign and save it.
Do you ever use registering aliases?
Do we ever use register aliases?
Yeah, yeah. So if you go to add again for me, please. We're not going to add another one.
Yeah. Just to clarify there, we never really use that. All we do is we allocate a SIP trunk with a username, password, and a SIP server IP address where our PABXs or gateways needs to connect to, and then a DID, aka alias, gets attached to that SIP trunk. If that makes sense?
Yeah, it does. Perfect.
And the number would appear. So I go into my account, I go services, service configuration, voice calls. So these are your dialing rules for the client. I got outgoing calls. Does anybody remember that number that I said?
Look, you can put in, yeah.
It's
So
not going to,
Yeah,
it
you
needs to
can-
be that number.
yeah, you can put in our number as well. It's just,
No,
it's
it
just
needs-
no, you can put in any number, any ECN number. You can even put
Okay, so
our-
this is normally where you would put in the client's number. If they ported, say for instance from Telkom to ECN, then that would be the number that we use. So I'm just going to go to incoming calls. So default answering reading only. And we normally change it to 60 seconds and save. If the client has maybe a voice LTE, and we activate the SIM, the Vodacom SIM, for instance, the APN details would show up here as well. That the person can use.
Yeah.
And that is it. Am I right?
Could you go back to Albatross? I just want to see what difference you adding this account on Porter makes to the account in Albatross. Would that account appear here now?
No,
No.
Not at all. Okay.
Yeah, just to, I know what you're asking. Just to clarify, remember, ECN has got, think of it as two, well, one SPC, which is Albatross, and one subserver, which is Porter. So you could either allocate an account on Albatross or on Porter, but you wouldn't really duplicate it. If that makes sense. So
Understood.
So for any new client, we either have to use Albatross or we have to use Porter. But obviously we're leaning towards Porter for obvious reasons. So there's no real relationship or cross-pollination between updating of accounts between the two systems.
Okay.
Yes?
Yep, got it.
So with all of our fiber clients, we load on Albatross because ECN is still busy loading our fiber products for CBA on Porter. So it's not all loaded there yet. So for our fiber clients, we load it on Albatross. Everything else is loaded on Porter.
So if the product's available on Porter, you load it there. That's your preferred method. And if there's any other services that are listed there for example, printer or support or whatever else, that would be loaded on here because Porter has no reference to it.
That's correct, but we don't load printers or it's mainly PABX.
Connectivity, that's what we do.
Okay, no, just any other product, connectivity is the main one. Got it. All right, understood, thank you.
I just want to show you how we choose our products. I'll go to add-on products. Is it here? Sorry, I'm just thinking quickly.
Isn't it subscriptions?
No.
Click on add.
On add.
Yeah.
Search.
Where must I option?
Click by name.
Sorry. So add-on products, subscriptions add-on is where we would choose what product the client has. So it's like I said, it's mainly just the LTEs because all our fiber products is still on Albatross. So then we would just choose one. I'm not going to choose one now.
So bearing in mind, this is only on Porter, but if Karen Lee takes you to Albatross, Karen Lee, to show them, and then how you load on Albatross, go to accounts, you go to billing
profile,
and then you go to
invoice fees.
You click add, and then this is basically where how we load it on Albatross itself.
Yeah, so we can choose what
we can choose what the client has, and we select anyone, and then we choose the price is there, the account, and what the client is choosing. And this is from Albatross. This is not Porter.
I see. So Albatross just gives you a lot more flexibility in terms of adding products.
So on Albatross, we are able to suspend our accounts. And as Karen Lee showed, we can redirect our own accounts. We can put accounts and unsuspend accounts, whereby on Porter, we can do the same as well.
Yeah.
We want access to that because if a client doesn't pay, we want to put the client on hold. And if the client asks us to redirect, we redirect on Albatross, we redirect on Porter. Then they mail us to say, please, can you remove the redirect? We remove it ourselves for the customer. We've got a lot of flexibility on these two billing profiles.
So hypothetically, let's just say Porter did all of your products, right? Every single one where it gave you the flexibility to go add your products, much like Albatross does. Mm-hmm. Then the only thing we'd really need to solve for is the actual invoicing, because everything else would be taken care of.
That's correct.
Okay, so it's basically full Porter One features plus invoicing.
That's correct.
And account management, so to speak. Okay.
Yes.
I have a much better understanding of how you guys work with Albatross and Porter now.
So that was the loading part. So we now need to take you through the billing part as to what we require on billing.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hi. I'm gonna show you the billing. So we normally go. So I normally go to document generation. So the period, I'm just gonna do this again. So this is where we can put our own dates in. 16.
Yeah, let's do 16. Yeah. To 20. The document date also needs to be the 21st. So this is where we click generate, and then it will basically pull the invoices for us, and then this FTP.
So this is the period
Yeah.
that we want. So that's why we manually put these dates in, and then we would just say get.
Yeah, get.
And then it gives us a list of customers, and we will just select. So if a customer cancels, they will still appear on this list, and then we would just untick it. And once we go through all of the customers, then we'll just say schedule request. Then on the date that we requested, we will log into FileZilla, and this is what FileZilla looks like. So we search for the month. Jan. Where is Jan? Here we go. So that was January, so we'll just select it. And this is how the invoices pull through. So here you can see it's Porter, and this is Albatross invoices. So we basically just select all of this and drag it over to the desktop. And once it's pulled through, we just put it in folders.
Windows D.
What?
Can I go to the yellow? Because remember we put it there we go. Go there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we save it into our folder. Yeah. And then.
So we just create folders, and then we just separate it. So we've got PDFs, and then we just pull all the PDFs in a folder, and we've got the CSVs that we pull and we put into a folder.
Okay.
So as you can see, once we've scheduled it on Albatross, and we've scheduled it for that specific date, it pulls Porter invoices as well. So it pulls the PDF for Porter, it pulls the CSV for Porter as well. So our Porter invoices gets generated on FileZilla as well.
Okay.
So we can show you one example just of a PDF as to how it looks when it pulls through. So this is our Albatross PDF. And as you can see, with everything that Karen Leah showed you, there's the LTE that she loaded, there's the VBX, so that automatically pulls through with the call usage on Albatross invoicing. It's got the client's name, it's got the client's account, it's got the invoice number, it's got the period that we've selected for it to run from. And this is the Albatross invoice. So we're going to show you a Porter invoice.
Oh,
So,
no.
No, we yes, she's in
December.
Yeah, we need Jane. Remember December we need manual. And this is a porter invoice. So as you can see, it looks a lot different, but it's got all the information. The session charges is the client's call usage. The subscription is the client's LTE, VB exports, whatever the client has. And it's got the account number, it's got the address, it's got the billing dates. So we want our invoices basically to reflect as the Albatross invoices reflect, where it gives the clients a breakdown. And then this is the CSV file that we've asked you for. That's how the CSV file looks.
Yes, customer number.
The customer number, it's got the
Invoice
amounts
dates.
in, the subtotal.
Okay,
That's the
I
CSV.
see. So I have a couple of questions. You're currently getting 2 invoices, basically for your voice-related products and other products. But I also noticed that you're manually doing this. Is there a reason why you aren't sending it directly to the customer?
So we need to put it in a spreadsheet and
Yeah. We put, so this CSV file we put into a spreadsheet, which is going to show you what the spreadsheet looks like. Then it needs to be uploaded into Great Plains, and that's what Sarah was talking about. So this
Okay.
we integrate to Great Plains, whereby Great Plains sends it out to the customer. That's what the summary looks like. That gets sent to Sarah to upload or to Great Plains. So that's all the CSV
Okay.
files of all 400 customers.
and this
Okay, so
gets manually.
And this gets done manually as well.
it seems like a lot that you guys have to do manually. I just want to know, like, is there a reason for that? You just haven't gotten to the stage of, just automating this, or is there something I'm missing?
If I can maybe just come in there. So if you notice that the format of the CSV that is being extracted from ECN looks a lot different to the one that's get pushed into GP.
Correct. Yeah.
See there?
Yeah.
So this is a direct download from ECN's CSV. All right. So this is raw. Then the RSV is where been a manipulation so that it could be ready to be uploaded into our ERP system, which is GP. But
Got it.
just I mean, Sarah doesn't key in those manually. I mean, there's literally just a push pull.
Yeah, it's just a push pull that gets sent to Louis, and Louis uploads it
There
onto
we go. Yeah.
because he wrote a script for it, so it does. Yeah.
So
So we send Louis this,
correct.
and we send Louis the summary, and we send Louis the PDFs.
Okay, but just adding to what Heather's also alluding to there is that one important thing to note is we've got a developer that he generates a script for us which takes care of that absorption. You follow? So in other words, the raw CSV into the CSV that needs to be readied for upload into GP. So effectively, it's not a manual process, if that makes sense. There is a script that takes care of that.
Okay,
But
so
there's still some manual intervention.
Yeah, okay, so you thanks for clearing that up, because the only real manual process here is actually moving the files around from FileZilla on FileZilla, and the script takes care of the rest.
Correct. Yeah. What they do in the script, we're not privy to that. Yeah.
Okay, and would you be opposed to having a system, and this is just me brainstorming, write directly into Great Plains, or vice versa, if you're not comfortable with that, have Great Plains read into our database to extract the information?
Look, it's I would. Yeah, look, I can tell you now already, they're not going to allow the what you're referring to as sort of like an API function.
Correct. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's going to be a categoric no. I'm
Understood. All
100% sure about that. So there's some security concerns with regards to that. But with the uploading, I understand what you're getting at. If what you alluding to is that if you can give us a CSV in this format, then that's a direct upload into GP. That's
Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking. It would circumvent the whole process of
Yeah.
having to move the files via FileZilla.
yeah.
So
Yes.
that whole process would be automated.
It's
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, but understood.
Yeah, just Ibtisam just mentioned now the PS
The PDF.
the PDF is also crucial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happens with the PDF? We've got one of our dealers. They only deal with the PDFs and they only deal with the CSV. So we basically we do require the PDFs. And if some clients want a breakdown, because what GP does, GP sends them a total and they send them with the VAT. Then the client contacts us to say, please, can you give us a breakdown of our call usage, mobile, whatever we pay for, and then we send the client the physical PDF file. So we need the PDF, the CSV files. We need both of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Understood.
Yeah, Heather just said something very important now, which I must confess I actually forgot about. So one of our biggest dealer, all right. Yeah. So the CSV that we extract from FileZilla from ECN, that gets sent straight through to Central,
Yeah.
correct? Yeah. So yeah, look, unfortunately, it's not going to work then, because then there's still going to have to be some manual intervention with regards to the scripting of that CSV. So what we're getting at is that it doesn't help sending CBA one CSV and another CSV just for our dealer, if that makes sense. Because
Yeah,
what
I
you're proposing is that,
understand.
yeah, what you're proposing is that this CSV file that is now on display, this is the one that gets uploaded. So you're trying to sort of like eliminate one additional step by sending us a CSV just like that. But we're saying that that may not work, because we actually need the other CSV to send to our dealer, because they've got their own billing platform.
Okay, I understand. Not that that's not possible. I mean, we could send you both. That's not a problem from a technical perspective. But it seems to be an issue with getting it into Great Plains. I understand.
Look, I think just to clarify a little bit more on that, what you could possibly do is that once we've gone through everything, and then you can just put forward your proposals with regards to that, and then we'll just Sarah will be copied in that, and then she will just say yay or nay, or whether it can be done or can't be done.
Perfect. So I'm just going to quickly summarize my understanding, and it'll just give you an option to correct me if it's less than accurate. We've gone through the technical aspect of setting up the account. So this is purely the administration or the financial and billing part of it. So you, in essence, I mean, it does all of the billing. Portal will do its billing, and it's Albatross. Yes, Albatross would do its billing. It'll send you 2 files. It'll package that in a CSV as well as PDFs. It'll then be uploaded to essentially Great Plains via a script, and GP will then package everything and send it off to the customer, as well as doing your internal accounting.
Correct.
Correct.
There is, can I just add to that?
Sure.
The PDF that contains the detailed billing.
Yeah. We need that. So if we look at the PDF, just click on the PDF, please, Ikti. So the PDF we would need, get that one. So we would need that PDF, as I said, as detailed as possible. This is exactly the package that the customer has, and the mobile rates and the national rates. That's what we send our customers.
Got it. If you don't mind scrolling down a bit.
They just get the PDF from GP, which is a summary.
No, GP doesn't do summary. GP just says the full authority.
Perfect. Thank you.
they want the
But the
breakdown.
client requests.
When the
Okay,
client
yeah.
requests
Because
a
then,
breakdown.
but that's what I'm getting at. So that doesn't get. Sorry, guys. We just bear with us. But that doesn't
No problem at all.
get automatically.
No, the client request. Like
So
we send this exactly as is to Central, but our clients should get the
If they request a
explain
breakdown.
that to them.
yeah.
Just need to explain it to them. 'Cause I mean, with regards to the PDF, we don't send this to the client.
No,
Just explain that.
So we don't, this PDF that you're looking at now, this invoicing, we don't send to the customer. The customer gets the invoicing of Great Plains, of GP. That gets sent to the customer. So if the customer wants a detailed billing to see exactly how much their mobile rates cost, how much their national rate, how much we're billing them for LTE and VB exports, then we send this to them on request.
I'm gonna find the GP one.
So we're going to try and find a GP one so we can show you how the GP invoice actually looks.
So while we navigate to find this, so basically you're sending an invoice summary to your customer, and
That's-
then if they want more information, call us and we'll give you the rest of it. That sort of thing.
That's correct.
Yeah,
Understood.
just pause there. Just adding to what Edith's also saying. That is for our direct clients. Upon request, we will then send them that PDF, the inverted commas detailed PDF. However, this specific dealer of ours, or reseller as you call it, which is our biggest one, they categorically require that detailed billing every month.
Yeah.
Okay.
So down there's another one for Melanie.
I think
That she sent her.
yeah.
That's what GP looks like.
This is just a screenshot.
That's just a screenshot. So as you can see, it doesn't give the client the actual breakdown.
It
of
just
what-
says charges.
It just says connectivity and the charges. So when they want a breakdown as exactly as to what we're billing them, then we send them the PDF. Then we send them that.
this.
Okay. And just hypothetically, if you automatically send them this, like the full breakdown and everything all in one invoice, would that make things easier, or would it cause some sort of complexity to us?
Yes.
Neither here nor there. Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's perfect. I think that's probably what first prize would look like then. If we just package everything and automatically send it through.
So GP I'm just trying to. So GP does a bulk invoice sending. They send all the bulk invoices to the customer. We don't send this PDF only on the customer's request because remember we don't have email addresses or anything on these invoices for the PDF. GP's got everything built in, so that's why there's an automated bulk invoicing. Yeah. Sorry if I'm making sense.
Yeah, but I have a question then. So you could just make slight changes to GP and get it to send this out. All you have to do is correct the email address and its destination.
I don't.
Yeah. Sorry, we're not understanding your question there. Just
So if you instructed GP to go ahead and just forward all of this information onto the customer in a single invoice, it could do that, right?
The script we need to be able
There's a
to write
script Louis needs
for
to
it.
write there.
yeah.
It won't work.
Yeah. So is that so you're raising that question based on Centricom sending us, let's call it in inverted commas, a detailed invoice on PDF? Yes.
PDF or the
Remember that.
CSV.
So the only thing that gets pushed into GP is the CSV file. It converts. It does its own PDF conversion.
Okay, that's fine. I guess if I had to send you a new CSV with all of the information you'd possibly need, but that would require some work on GP then.
That's correct.
It will require scripting.
And that's why Sarah distinctly asked that we stick to what we send, and if you guys are able to do it according to what we send you, and how she wants the CSV, because Louis doesn't want to make any changes. He wants to be exactly as for the CSV that we send.
And that, if I recall, is basically sending you two CSVs, one for Porter voice stuff and the other one for Albatross stuff in the current setup.
That's correct.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, understood. And we stop there. We don't go past. We don't go anywhere close to your customer. That'll all be handled via GP.
Yes. So as you can see on because when I read your terms and conditions, there's a lot of clauses whereby we guys will be billing us for suspension, you guys will be billing us for redirect. But as you can see on the current systems that we have, we do it ourselves and there's no additional charges and there's no additional billing. And this is what we want going forward. We want to suspend customers on our own. We want to unsuspend them. We want to do call directs on our own. We want to change numbers on our own and we want to remove call redirects on our own and make all the necessary changes on any account on our own without extra additional charges.
Understood. So what you're actually looking for is your own Porter partition, where you have full control over everything and anything that's related to your customers and products.
That's correct.
Well, yeah, if I can just come in there. So look, what you're proposing is, that means that we're going to have to purchase a Porter 1 instance license, correct?
Well, there's a couple of different options that we look at. One is access and one is partition. Partition, to my knowledge, does come at a price, but access would give you the full flexibility of looking at your customers if we were to add the products ourselves. So we would add the products that you needed, and then you just manage your access.
Yeah, look, I've got a bit of history about having your own Porter 1 instance. The last I recall, that was probably about 7 years ago, it used to cost in the region of over 100,000 Rand a month for a license. So I can tell you now that's not going to happen. So look,
okay, fair enough.
Yeah. I know what you're getting at, and that would be the easiest way. Then we can do everything ourselves. But effectively, then we have to be responsible for our own Porter 1 development and which means we have to employ 1 or 2 people to do that, and that is not financially feasible for us. So
look, I completely hear you on the costs, and I know those things can get quite costly. But from what I'm seeing, it seems like you guys have the necessary skill set to manage it, to be honest, at the moment, in terms of navigating it. You've been using Porter for years, and I'm just watching how your team navigate this, and you seem to already have that in terms of adding products.
I think before we get to any form of decision making, it's also my understanding that you're still working on the old instance of the old user interface of Porter 1, which is fine. I find that a lot easier. The one that Karen demoed, that's the new interface, correct?
We actually are using this interface as well. We have for the last couple of releases.
Okay. So sorry, then just correct me if I'm wrong. Do you still have access to your old interface as well?
No, that's gone. And I completely hear you. Personally, I was a fan of the old interface. It looked a bit dated, granted, but it was just something I was used to. That ended, I think, I stand to be corrected on the date, but about 5 releases ago, maybe even 10.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's the new interface. I mean, that's what they're pushing at the moment.
Okay.
Completely phased out.
Yeah, sorry, can I ask a silly question? So you guys are currently using the same Porter, correct?
Yeah.
So how does your other clients generate their invoices? Or how do they get their invoices?
So we have an entirely separate system, and it's called OneLogin. It's basically our front end for customers as well as our CRM. And it's very simple for their specific use cases because they would just upload a logo, and we'd automatically put that into in a PDF, and automatically sends to the customers directly. And then all of their management, they can go and download any invoice
so
they need.
So no CSV files attached to that, nothing. It's just PDFs.
Yeah, PDFs. You can also download a CSV if you wish, with full call detail records. So your CDRs are taken care of. There's integration between OneLogin and Porter directly. So all of the information is available via the front end for our end users.
So just to clarify, is that effectively your billing engine that you would use for your monthly billing, that you would invoice your customers?
So yes, and I just want to separate this because Portal One does the voice. It's primarily a billing engine, so it does the voice aspect of it. And then all of the other services are like your fiber links, all of your connectivity services, and other services, licenses, etc. Exist on one login. So all one login does is pulls the extra portal information in, packages it into a PDF, and sends it off to the customer.
Okay, but then, oh, I mean, what is that system that?
It's called One Login, but it's something we've developed over
Okay.
years. It's evolved quite a bit. So it's not something available just off the shelf.
I gotcha. So,
okay, let me.
You don't allow clients access to that. You just send billing out from that, correct?
Yeah, no, our customers have access to that as well. It's a portal that they can access directly and manually pull stuff if they want and look at their account, or and their customers as well. So they could have a dealer access where they have access to their customers as well. And the other aspect of it is it will automatically send out the invoices with everything. So strictly speaking, there's not much administration required from a reseller like yourself or a dealer.
And then if there's any changes that the customer requires to be made, do you guys make the changes, or can the customers make the client do it itself?
What sort of changes are we talking about? Technical?
Adding another LTE and they're adding another VBX. Who adds that?
You would. Varusha, just correct me if I'm wrong here. You just purchase a new LTE and just add it on there.
If you purchase sorry to interject here. Yeah, if you have to add it, remember we do that process of CBA signing a COF, etc. So when you sign that COF and you send it through to us, we have an admin lady, Trudy, who you would have dealt with. Trudy uploads that paperwork with the required LTE that pulls through in your system, and it goes under CBA's profile. It will have a start and end date of the contract. All of that is manually pulled through on our side, and automatically pulled through on our side, and it will bill as through the start and end date. You will be able to view all of this information on one login. If you put adding in your own items, now you've already got a client, ABC Shoes, and you sold the client a printer or something on your side, you can go into that client's profile because it's loaded there. You will say add line item. You will add your item, your line item, your cost, etc. It's already loaded under the customer's CID. At month-end billing, it will pull through to the client with its voice rates, etc. So our PDF document that the end client sees has at the top of it, it has your voice. So whether it's MTN, landline, mobile call, special services, it gives you that breakdown of the calls, how many calls made, and the total cost. At the bottom, it just then gives you your additional line items. If the client has fiber, a managed router, any hosted, there's a further line item breakdown on that invoice. So it goes out almost as a 2-pager. And then if the client then calls us in and wants a CSV file, we can send them the CSV file, or you as a reseller will log on to one login, put in any date range that you're looking for, even if the client just wants it for a week, and pull that CSV file, and it'll come through to you and you can send it on to the client.
Okay, yeah, look, thanks. But essentially, we have to do all our billing from our ERP system, which is Great Plains.
Great Plains.
That is categoric. So there's no running away from that. But
okay.
I must confess, your system seems simplistic enough, or your billing engine. We just need to somehow or the other figure out how can we merge or interpolate with each other. That's essentially where we are right now.
Verusha, you don't perhaps have an example for us to just look at it?
Dee, would you be able to log on your side, Dee?
Look, it's gonna be a bit tricky
Yeah.
for me because
You've got
I
admin
have
login.
complete admin access. Yeah. And there's a lot of confidential information. I do apologize. If you don't mind, I could set something up after this meeting, like a dummy account,
fine.
and a dummy reseller account. What I'll do is I'll just take a few screenshots of how it works,
We've got,
and I'll send that through to you.
we've got,
Perhaps a video.
we've got one account, which is, what's it, Takalani, isn't it? There's voice billing and there's connectivity on that.
Yeah, one. Can't you just show us that one?
But Takalani would only come up as your PDF. That's the
Yeah.
same PDF that we send you. It wouldn't come up as a full list of clients. Let me just check. Just give me a second, please. I'm checking something.
Because that's essentially what Sarah's getting at. So show us what the CSV format is. But you just now see that you is not going to make.
Once I click on stop sharing,
Pardon?
once I click on stop sharing, is the camera too?
No. So okay. Yeah, if you can maybe just send us a CSV and a PDF, that'll be great.
Or if you, like
As-
Nell says, give an example, then we can always show that to Sarah. Do you
Yeah.
understand?
What was I going to say now? I've sent them the
Yeah, I said,
CSV.
Verusha, you've got our current setup and the summary of the CSV and the invoices I've sent you.
Yes, we've got everything that you have sent through to us. Dee, we've already sent that through. Les has had a look at it as well.
Okay, noted.
See the one from EC. That's the yellow there.
She wants to send me.
Oh, it's going under corporate business. Okay.
Verusha, can we do this? Other than the
Yeah, give me a
CSV, I sense there is some curiosity around how one login looks and the look and feel and what you have access to.
Yeah.
So could we do this? Other than the CSV, let's just set up an account, a little demo account or reseller access, and just move a customer in there and then just takes a couple of screenshots or videos.
I
and
think
let's
what the
send it on.
best would be is if we can actually, well, Dee, we'll have, I just need to set up with Trudy login details for for CBA themselves, because they've got LTEs with us and they've got fiber with us.
That's perfect.
we-
The only thing that
so-
will be missing is the voice stuff.
And we've only got one voice client with them, which is Takalani. So we'll get login set up, which we were holding back because we were so busy with their demo. I'll get login set up for them, and we can actually set up another short session and just go through that.
Perfect. Is everyone
Okay.
on the CBA team happy with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Brilliant.
In the meantime, I'll send you a copy, which you will get from our billing ladies at the end of every month. I'm just going to send you our invoice for Takalani that shows you landline, mobile, the connectivity, just what the PDF invoice looks like.
Is that the
Is
normal
that-
invoice that we get on the 24th?
Yes.
Okay.
def-
Got
No,
that one. Yeah.
Okay, so if you look at the Takalani one, that is what our invoices look at, and that's what, if you send it out and you want it to be as a CBA invoice, on that we will put your logo.
Okay.
Okay.
So it will show as it'll look like your invoicing. You give us a logo. It won't say Centrocom. It'll be your logo, your banking details, if you need your banking details or whatever put on it. And then the billing date, client's information, and the breakdown on it. So it'll look in essence like it is coming directly from CBA.
Okay. So it's just basically the CSV file that we need sorted.
Yeah, I think if you actually look at our system, you're going to like it. We've had so many of our resellers. We had another meeting last week that actually came to us and they look at our one login and they want billing automation via us, and they also use Sage, etc. And yeah, they are also looking at take-ins. A lot of our white label resellers use one login and we generate their invoices and send it on to their clients.
So do you guys have a better understanding as to what our expectation is from CBA and what we require?
Definitely.
Is there any other questions that you guys have?
All good for now. What I'm going to do, Varusha was recording the screen. I'm going to go through this presentation again, or this meeting again. I may have questions afterwards, but I'll probably just pop it into an email.
Okay.
And or a phone call would probably be easiest.
Okay, sorry folks, I have to urgently excuse myself. Thank you for the session, everybody.
Yes, and
Thank
for your
you so
time. I
much.
appreciate it.
Right.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Varusha, then you'll just pop us an email because I need to give feedback to the director.
Yes, we
To timeline,
100%.
because we want to start. Joburg wants to start putting clients on Centricom, and that we're not doing that until the directors are happy with what you can give us, and then that's why for now we're holding back on loading anybody onto Centricom.
No, I fully understand. We truly are working with urgency on this, and I'm so glad we set this up because I think now I know we have a better understanding of how your system works, and we can come back to you with proper feedback.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for your time again, Heather.
Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Yes, bye.
Bye.